Das Kommando verlangt Ihren Bericht, Hauptmann. Noch vor dem Morgengrauen. Ich weiß, was Sie wollen. Ich habe jede Akte aus der Normandie gelesen. Ich bin nicht sicher, ob Sie die Wahrheit hören wollen. Dann schreiben Sie, was Sie hören wollen.
The camera pulls away from the bunker, sweeping west. For Corporal Danny Wexler, the Ardennes winter meant two things: deep snow and the unknown enemy lurking just beyond the trees.
You, new guy. Wexler?
Yes, Sergeant.
First time in the line?
Yes, Sergeant. Get up there. Keep your eyes on the tree line. Keep your head down.
That's it. Nothing's coming tonight.
That's it?
The mist hangs heavy today, colder than the devil's heart. We wait.
First few days are the worst. You keep waiting for something to happen. Nothing's happened yet. That's the part that gets you. Halloran's been in since Normandy. He doesn't talk much. Doesn't mean he doesn't notice things. What's he look for? Anything that shouldn't be there. "200 miles east." Ich habe Ihnen Fakten geliefert. Bei Aachen sagte ich, die Amerikaner brechen nicht leicht. Sie haben es ignoriert. Und Sie glauben, dieser Bericht ist wichtiger? Wenn wir dieselben Männer wie in Polen erwarten, werden wir uns irren. Sepp Dietrich hat viele Dinge versprochen.
With the mission nearly complete, only the final terrifying steps remained. Dread was a luxury they could longer afford.
Sie könnten es sich einfach machen. Das Kommando erwartet Zuversicht.
At 5:30 in the morning on December 16th, he thought the farmhouse was sanctuary. He was wrong. The world outside had changed irrevocably.
Through the smoke, dark shapes move.
Keep your heads down. We move out when I give the word. Listen to me. We hold this crossroads. We do not run.
If we run, the whole road behind us opens up, and every man back there dies for it.
With what? We've got one squad! Then one squad holds it.
The German advance is not supposed to meet resistance here. Vogt has read the doctrine.
By mid-morning, the crossroads is cut off.
Where's Lieutenant Marsh? Gone. Command post took a direct hit an hour ago. No officer. No radio. There is only Halloran, moving from man to man. Here, take this. Get ready. Move up.
200 miles away, in Vogt's bunker, the same story is repeating itself on paper.
Einheit im Planquadrat 4-7. Seit 6 Stunden kein Kontakt zum Kommando. Immer noch im Gefecht.
Wie ist das möglich? Ohne Befehle hätten sie vor Stunden kapitulieren müssen.
Vogt does not answer immediately. He is starting to see a shape in the reports.
Vogt has seen this before, though he has never said it plainly to command. At Normandy, after the beach landings, intelligence reports described American units pinned down. At Aachen, in the brutal house-to-house fighting, small, isolated groups of Americans held buildings. Each time, command filed them away. The official doctrine remained simple. American soldiers were soft. Now, watching this offensive unfold, he is running out of ways to explain away what he is seeing.
You want to know why we hold? Because the guy to your left is holding, and the guy to his left.
Nobody wants to be the one who runs first!
It is not a strategy pulled from a manual. It is something simpler. Under fire, people show who they actually are.
Vogt was not always a desk officer. He fought in Poland, France, before a wound to his leg.
Halloran checks on every man, crouches next to the cook-turned-rifleman and shows him, calmly, how to clear a jam. Coyle jokes through his fear. Wexler understands it is how Coyle keeps his hands from shaking. In the German bunker, Vogt's character reveals itself differently. Brown is a company man.
Sie werden wieder etwas schreiben, das das Kommando nicht will. Ich habe in Aachen die Wahrheit geschrieben. Das hat mich nur ihre Geduld gekostet.
Das überlebe ich. Menka.
Und wenn Sie sich diesmal irren? Ich glaube nicht, dass ich mich irre.
Two very different men are both choosing to do their jobs honestly. The day stretches on, and the fighting at the crossroads does not stop. A private named Riley
manages to raise an artillery battery. Riley starts adjusting shells onto the German column.
Where'd you learn to do that? Ah! I didn't. I'm guessing.
The guesses land close enough to slow the German advance. It is not skill. It is refusal. Wexler notices Riley's hands are shaking, even as his voice stays flat. Courage, he is starting to understand, does not mean an absence of fear. It means doing the job with the fear still there. In the bunker, Vogt's reports are no longer isolated incidents. They are a pattern.
Planquadrat 6-2 leistet noch immer Widerstand. Planquadrat 4-9, dasselbe. Hauptmann, das ist der 9. Bericht dieser Art heute.
Vogt stands and walks to the map on the wall, where small pins mark every position command expected to have fallen by now.
Sie haben keinen Befehl, die Stellung zu halten. Es gibt keine Koordination.
Kein einzelner Kommandeur könnte so viele isolierte Punkte auf einmal kontrollieren.
Was hält sie dann dort?
Feuer! Halloran moves along the line one more time, checking ammunition, checking wounds. Hold the line! Just a little longer!
None of them know how much longer that will need to be. Vogt questions him personally. He expects fanaticism. He expects to hear about orders. Vogt questions him personally. He expects fanaticism. He expects to hear about orders.
Why did your unit not fall back?
Fall back where? Fall back where?
Guys next to me weren't falling back. Wasn't gonna be the first.
There was no order to hold?
Lieutenant was dead by 9 in the morning. Nobody told us anything after that. We just kept shooting.
This is the story's dramatic irony laid bare. The audience has already watched Halloran say almost the exact same thing, because the guy to your left is holding. Neither man will ever know the other exists. But for one quiet moment, they are thinking the exact same thought.
Every piece Vogt has been assembling all day starts to fit.
The isolated, leaderless defenses were never anomalies. They were the rule, hiding in plain sight.
Sie haben das vor Monaten bemerkt. Warum hat niemand zugehört?
Weil es einfacher war, es nicht zu tun.
Es ist einfacher zu glauben, ein Feind sei schwach, als zu verstehen, warum er es nicht ist.
At the crossroads, the fog begins to thicken with the coming dusk. Halloran checks his ammunition count. Checks the faces of the men around him, men who were clerks and cooks and are now, without any of them noticing the change, soldiers.
We're low.
So is everybody up and down this whole line.
Ammunition's not what's gonna decide this.
Wexler does not fully understand what Halloran means. He will understand it before the night is finished.
As darkness falls, the German assault intensifies. A renewed push comes out of the fog.
The crossroads line begins to bend. A section of stragglers starts to give ground, and Halloran moves without hesitation.
Hold! Hold! Hold here!
A mortar round lands close. Too close. Halloran goes down.
Wexler is beside him in seconds, and for one frozen moment, the entire war narrows down to this.
Sergeant! Sergeant!
Hold the line. Don't you run.
Then he is gone. Wexler looks around and understands that there is no one left senior to him.
Coyle! Get the wounded back to that stone wall!
Everybody else, on me!
He does not have a plan. He has only what Halloran showed him all day, saying the same steadying words.
The German assault instead runs into a defense that refuses to fall apart and pulls back to regroup before morning.
The crossroads is still American ground when the sun comes up. Wexler sits against the stone wall. What happens at the crossroads is happening, in different forms, up and down 50 miles of front. Small groups of American soldiers. Clerks fire rifles they were never trained to use in combat.
Truck drivers dig in beside infantrymen.
A handful of engineers instead stay to defend the demolition point against advancing German armor. None of it is coordinated. It is thousands of small, individual decisions, made independently.
In the bunker, Vogt watches the map fill with small red pins. Nein, ist es nicht.
Some of these small stands will earn medals decades later. The action of the story is hundreds of small, unglamorous refusals. He does not write what command wants. He writes what he has found. The Waffen-SS wins through belief, he writes. That belief requires an ideology to sustain it, and a commanding presence to enforce it. Remove the officer, and the fear can just as... He fights, it seems, because the man beside him is fighting, and neither wants to be the one who breaks first.
Braucht keinen Anführer. Braucht nur einen Nachbarn. Vogt sets down his pen. He knows, even as he writes it, that this conclusion will not be welcomed.
Command wants an enemy that can be broken with enough pressure in the right place. Vogt is telling them the pressure point may not exist. The American rifleman's stubbornness depended on nothing so fragile. It is the quietest, least cinematic. Everything in the story points back to that single idea, even though its two halves never touch. Wexler never reads Vogt's report. Vogt never learns Wexler's name.
Move to the tree line now. Do you copy?
Mayday! Mayday! We are taking heavy fire at Checkpoint Delta. Requesting immediate support.
A cook and two clerks picking up rifles. Vogt's early files. The wounded private's honest answer. None of these moments exist for spectacle alone, arriving from two directions that never meet. This is what holds the entire story together. One wrote it down. The other simply lived it, without ever needing to understand what he was proving. Vogt's report reaches command 3 days later. It is read, filed, and quietly set aside. The offensive continues for several more weeks before it finally grinds to a halt, bled out by hundreds of small refusals. Vogt is not punished. He is simply ignored. He returns to his files and does not know if anyone will ever read his conclusion again. At the crossroads, the aftermath looks smaller and far less official. Wexler helps bury Halloran. There is no ceremony.
You did all right. I didn't do anything special. Nobody out here did anything special. That's kind of the point, isn't it?
He was never trying to prove anything. He was just trying not to be the one who ran. Years later, historians studying the Battle of the Bulge will call this decentralized resistance. Few of them will ever find Vogt's report, buried in an archive. It was enough to change how an entire army understood its enemy, and he never once knew it happened.